This is
So welcome back to another episode of To the Edge of Obscurity. I'm back in 45 minutes. How are you?
you asking me or the audience?
Well,
Or there's no one in the audience.
The one viewer, yeah, sure. Comment how you are in the thing, but there'll be more people coming, I think. But yeah, how are you, Sean? What's going on?
I'm great. I mean, just another day in the life, right?
Yeah, it's been a crazy week for me. So I don't know if it's another day in the life, but as crypto, it's like I didn't even notice the dump until like it might have been over, and I'm not even sure if it's over yet. Like that's how long I've been in crypto now, that it's like I checked my Blockfolio today, my Bitflyer today, and I'm like, 4%. Well, that's fuck it. I'm back to bed.
Like, over the years, I think you get conditioned to like 30% is not like, if something dumps 30%, if it went like 60%, then you're kind of like, oh shit. But yeah, 30%, that's just another week in crypto.
It wasn't even 30%. It was like 5 or something like that.
All I know is in the last run, there were like, and this might not be that accurate, but I know it's pretty close. There were like nine dumps of like 30% or more in the 2017 run. So I don't know where we're at this year or during this run, but we've had 3 or 4, maybe 5. I don't know. But yeah, not even, I don't sweat. I don't really pay attention to price action. I'm going to try to be, from the experience I had last run and the mistakes I made, I'm gonna try to get back into USDT or stable coin at some point, right? I know Chris, our art of the chart Chris, who's awesome, didn't ask me anything in our group the other week. He thinks the bull run's gonna end like late June. And so I'm trying to prepare towards that. But until I hear something from him, I'm going to put all the weight on his shoulders. I'm not going to really pay attention to that much of the price movement.
Yeah, I'm personally expecting it to last a little bit longer. Like, don't take my advice because I'm like a horrible trader. But like, yeah, like I personally think it'll go a little bit longer. Like I guess they say that those people out there, those days that are on all the social media platforms that you definitely should never be listening to. But I guess they say that, Elon Musk maybe being a little bit doubtful as to whether Bitcoin could, be actually good because of the energy consumption, which kind of cracks me up a little bit, to be honest, because like, isn't he in the business of like creating like massive clean energy power plants? isn't that what he does? Like, doesn't he like create like pluggable like solar roofs and like, big American, solar plants and other renewable energy plants, like potentially mining gold from asteroids on one of his SpaceX voyages? Like, I don't get it. And they say again, maybe it wasn't him that said it. Maybe it was like the company or something like this. But like, when I hear something like that, and then I see the market react the way that it does, I'm just like, well, I don't really have any money to buy more, or I'm going to go buy more. Like, one of those two options. Like, it's not like, oh shit, we're going to hell. Like, it's one of those two options. I don't have money to buy more, or I'm going to go buy more. Like,
what's interesting, it's like during a bull run, how the market reacts to news. Things towards the end of the bull run especially get really volatile, it's interesting how any news, like the recent bullish block one news, and like you get these huge, but then in the bear market, it seems like regardless of whether the news is good or bad, it just keeps dumping, like, so I don't know. I don't know what Elon's motives are. I like Elon. I think he's good. I think he's good for crypto too, because, but it's amazing how much power he has, right? Just putting something out there on Twitter, putting a little emoji, whatever, and it can affect the whole market. I think he takes some joy in that.
I mean, you might yell at me for this, and it's okay if you do, but I'm kind of at the point now where I'm looking at like markets and I'm looking at things like Shiba blowing up and Dogecoin. I mean, Dogecoin getting listed on the Coinbase, I'm kind of okay with it. But like all these meme coins and stuff blowing up, and like I don't think I'm a maxless, but I'm kind of at the point is like I don't even want to pay attention to this shit anymore, because I know, like, I might get lucky 1 or 2 times, but like the other 8 out of 10, like somebody's gonna dump all over my ass, and I don't like when people like like I'm just like, yeah.
That's the thing. You gotta. I mean, when everyone enters crypto, they're gonna be a day trader, right? And they're gonna watch some YouTube videos, and then they're gonna do it. And if it's during a bull run, right, like you're gonna make some money, but then the market turns, and then you lose money, and it kind of stings, and then you get frustrated, and then I think you're like, all right, I'm not a trader. I don't pay attention. Like I said, I did the same thing. I got into crypto. I thought I was going to be a day trader. I'm trying to learn all this stuff. And then the market turned, and I realized I sucked at it. So whatever, I don't stress about it. I let it do its own things. Occasionally I'll make a move when someone I trust, like I can get in early to something, or I get an inside little tip, a little edge. I'll get into something and make a play, but it's too stressful, right? Like you gotta be on it 24/7. Crypto don't sleep, girl, right?
So I don't think I ever told you this. This has officially become the end of my week. So with this channel with Corey, I'm not always up. Sometimes I stay up, but I got to work Monday morning. And for me, it's quite late. They do the gratitude ceremony on Sunday, with a bunch of people. But usually Corey and I jump on a couple hours before that to close out the week. And we give kind of a roundup of all the shows. So officially, it's kind of closing out the week. But for me, that's like Sunday night, right? My time. So like, it's kind of like beginning the week in a way. And this has, Sean, actually become the official ending to my week. And this is where I get to come and I get to hang out.
The nightcap. We should have called it the nightcap.
We should have, yeah. I just get to come and hang out with like a friend of mine and talk about whatever I want to talk about, and like have no guests, and that's kind of cool. Like sometimes we might have a guest in the future. We don't know. Like we're not handcuffing ourselves to any bedposts and getting worried that like maybe we're allergic to oak instead of spruce. But like I think it's just sorry, I don't know where that came from. But I think it's just like it's fun. So yeah, thanks for doing this every time that we can. It's really cool.
Yeah, I got a little day drink on last week, which was nice. I went back to the water though. I do though have my podcasting starter kit here, so
yeah. Well,
this.
The NFT podcasting starter kit. That's what you pegged it last week, right? If you're gonna podcast about NFTs, you have to have that. So
whiskey and but you said Corey hasn't done the whiskey with you, right? He's
so that funny thing is like after we did that, we did that round table. We had a meeting later, a private meeting, and of course it's like, fuck it, I'm going to get whiskey now. Sean's had whiskey, I'm going to get whiskey. And he went and got a drink. Today I'm not drinking. I'm actually drinking whiskey.
Yes.
It's not bad. I mean, can you walk by a shop and not buy something that says like Ancient Clan? I mean,
Ancient Clan.
Like it makes me want to put on a kilt, really.
What's your like scotch of choice?
Probably like if I'm just drinking normal, like cheapish kind of whiskey, I like Dewar's actually.
Okay. And if someone else was buying,
I mean sometimes I buy as well, but like I like Royal, and I also like Beaumont. Beaumont whiskey's pretty good. It's kind of
okay.
But yeah, I like it. So yeah, that was fun. I mean, we had that little nightcap, so that was cool. And like I said, we're gonna have to do this sometime when I can drink water. Apparently, I'm not sure if this is a good comment or not. Like I've never had ancient.
It sounds like a bad comment.
It sounds like a bad comment. Like I'm sorry, Jungle Trucker. Yeah, I'll do better next time. I promise. Welcome to all of the people in the chat. I had a crazy week. We had our Uplift chicken cost sales. And I actually I took the heat from you actually a little bit, not really. I'm mostly joking, but I took the heat from you because I sold a couple of my Finneys because people kept
I saw. Oh, and well, okay, you just say what.
No, go ahead. Like I was surprised. Like you're monitoring me. You're like, hey, you sold a Finney.
Because every afternoon I'm like, okay, let me see what Finneys are sold. Really, I'm looking to see if there's new accounts. I don't care if it's the same old awesome community people that are there every day selling their Finneys, right? That's cool that they create the market for everyone else, which is awesome. Some people just hold them, but every day I look at the accounts of people buying Finneys because I want to know if we have new people coming in and buying Finneys. And of course, yesterday, this might be the second day in a row or like the second day in the last few days, I noticed that you had sold another Finney. So congratulations on, they went up to like 950 wax last night. I don't know what they're at now. But
the price of wax dipped a bit, but I was just looking at the dollar value of it, to be honest.
The reason why I had a little chuckle when you brought this up, and I'll throw something if you can share this.
Should I look at this before I share it?
No, just click share.
Okay. I mean, don't out my account. I mean,
no, it's
not.
There's
been hacks going on all week. I don't want to be hacked.
It's nothing too bad. But I just look at the name of the seller there, and then look how much he sold it for. And this guy can't get us on our planet. What's up? Look at this.
Oh, he's selling the EOS ones. Okay, now that's a whole nother level of crazy.
In 1 minute, in the same minute of yesterday, he made $444 or $445, and I don't know. I can't do the math there. But Bonds, what's up, bro? What's up?
Bonds, I feel like you need to be maybe our first guest on the show if it plays out that way, because I feel like you have to defend yourself in this. But yeah,
look, that's the gift of the Finney coin. Like that's what's so awesome about it, is because there's people that believe in us and what we're doing. Those coins have value, and because it's fun and it has like gambling properties to it, where you never know what you're gonna get. Might get a rhodium.
Oh man, there's a hierarchical thing that I've got. Like this is how. Like I actually haven't burned a Finney coin because I believe more in the coins than I do in the Finneys. How crazy is that?
Well, you're selling them though.
Yeah, because it's like tier 3 of the hierarchy.
He won't burn them, but he'll sell them.
I've got quite a few.
Yeah, you believe in the coin because it's yielding a good return. And what's going to be really interesting, so shout out to B-Dub from our community, who wrote a piece that kind of broke down a lot of the analytics of how many have been burned, how many left, like all sorts of stuff, the different metals, different rarities. But what's going to happen, or what I think is going to happen, is as more and more of these coins get burned, and there's still going to be some super rare Finneys out there that have yet to be brought into existence, right? So let's say there's 10% or 15% of the coins haven't been burned, but you have like 30, 40 other like super rare Finneys that are out there, right? So if you burn the coin, you have potential to get them. The price of the coins is it's gonna go up the closer we get to the end. That's what I think is gonna happen. I mean, we'll find out, but it'll be cool if like there's one with there's a Finney with orange hair. It's kind of crazy, and it's the only Finney with orange hair, and it hasn't been brought into existence yet. So what happens if there's 10% of the coins left, and that one of those is still out there, and a few others? You know, I think the value of the coin is going to go up because people like to speculate. It's fun.
You can't see it. You can't see it online, but my hair is actually, well, now it's a little bit gray because of crypto. But like, you know, my hair is actually closer to like a reddish or an auburn than it is to a brown. Yeah, I'd really like. I mean, if we get to
what did you say about your hair color? What did you say about your hair color?
Like, it's actually closer to a red or an auburn than it is to a brown.
Yeah, you're not
like
quite
when I was a kid, I had bright orange hair.
Oh, you were a day walker.
If that orange-haired Finney isn't out and there's only 10% of the coins left unburned, I'm just gonna freaking burn mine all because I really kind of want that orangey haired Finney.
How was that growing up as a ginger?
Yeah, so I don't think we used that term when I was a kid. My brother's wife is a ginger, and he harasses her daily about it. I was like kind of small as a kid, and I had a really bad temper, true to form. And I wasn't like very good at fighting. So like people would like pick on me until I lost my temper, and then I would lose the fight. So it wasn't always the best growing up. But I mean, that put me to where I am now, which is nice, right? So, yeah.
Did a day go by where you weren't reminded that you were a ginger?
But they didn't call me a ginger. They just said, you know, this dude has. I almost told you my last name. This dude has red hair, and it's funny when he gets angry because like he's just gonna punch us, and then we're just gonna let him punch us and laugh at him until we push him down on the ground and he cries. That's kind of like.
When you go, if you go to the dentist, and like, do they need to give you more Novocaine because you're less sensitive to it as a ginger?
Interesting question, because I have no idea what you're talking about. However, I will tell you this: I've only had one cavity in my life, and I was like old when I had that cavity.
Okay.
And I didn't go to the dentist all that often.
Right.
So I mean, I've got immunity stacked to the tilt. That's all I'll say.
Do you floss?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I'm an avid flosser.
I'm not an avid flosser. I should probably.
I'm an avid flosser, like, every day.
Like, because here's the thing: like, the missus will never get on camera, but if I tell you that I'm an avid flosser, she'll be on camera tomorrow and be like, "I should do it like 3 times a day," but he doesn't.
Yeah.
So I just got to be honest about that. So here's the story, right? The land auctions for Chicken Call happened. And I got my ass handed.
Can you set that up a little better so people watching might actually know what you're talking about?
I'm about to set it up. That was that.
Okay.
That was the
land auctions for Chicken Call.
Yeah, that was just the worm on the hook.
Common knowledge.
So that was just the worm on the hook. I'm about to cast it in the water. So you know, we haven't talked about it all that much on this show, but you know, where it's streamed, you should get it. Corey and I talk about this almost every day, and we have this place called the Uplift World, and it started with a bunch of community projects. Sean and the Cryptowriter guys are in there. They're building machines right now in the Genesis sector, which is creative, and they're doing a really nice ode to crypto Finney, and they've got it all laid out. They've got it all designed out. They've got a builder in there that is building awesome shit. That relates back to that. There's a bunch of other projects that are in there. Some people have never played Minecraft before, but it's basically, a Minecraft blockchain version of a metaverse, essentially. And there's different districts which have different kind of parameters and different settings. Some of them have zombies that will kill you at night, or if you fall from a high place, or if you break a block and get killed by lava, which happened to me a few times today. I'm not a gamer. I've never been a gamer, but I do kind of like this. And so we have these various worlds. London was another world that basically people who had our Genesis NFTs in their accounts that were kind of fundraisers, they got a random plot in London. London was supposed to be called random, but somebody made a spelling mistake, so that's why it's London. we do that a lot. Anytime anything goes wrong, we just make a meme and we send it to people, and then we try to figure out a way to keep rewarding them, and that's what we do. So Chicken Caw is a district, is a sector that just opened up, and these are kind of where the old school non-crypto Minecrafters were, and Corey was one of these crew. They were 3 guys that turned on the server one day. I shit you not. They went in. They wanted to fuck shit up. They, I think the story goes they were gonna build something as an ode to some politician that they really disliked, and then they were gonna burn it down. Right? It was they were gonna just destroy it on air. And within 10 seconds of getting into the group, one of the dudes that was there, he put up this little sign that said, "I'm grateful to be here with you people." And that's kind of how the Uplift, before it was the Uplift, was born. That's how this gratitude thing was born. And so all of these older people, that had been in the server for a long time, they got awarded their kind of region, their sector, and they called it Chicken Caw. And Chicken Caw basically is the Yucatan language for Center City. That's creativity the max, if you ask me, because it's really not creative, but it's so creative that it's really creative, right? Because their central rail hub is built in the form of a Mayan pyramid, and of course their mascot is a chicken because it's the modern world. I mean, you got to have a mascot if you're building a world. And so what they did was they created this land sale. There's Joe. I'm gonna let him in.
Let him in.
But yeah. So hi, Joe. Thanks for joining us. You're
first ever guest on.
Yeah, the first ever guest.
Edge of Obscurity, Joe.
Should I be honored? Should I be disappointed?
Well, I'm telling a story about our land sale, so I don't know. I mean, you can be honored. I don't think you should be disappointed. We thought that maybe the first guest should be Bonds, so you beat him out. So that's an honor in a way.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this originated with me, and is my namesake for the most part. I should be first. That's how it should work.
That's what she said. Okay.
Fami's first.
That is me.
Did you? So you probably did. Go ahead. Jimmy. Go. Joe probably didn't catch the end of the podcast yesterday, the roundtable, because I heard he dipped out for greener pastures. But I called you out. I was throwing a little shade at you yesterday at the end in the comment section.
Oh, you were? Oh,
well, what were they? Was it Jen said they were doing this mother something for mothers or wives? Do you remember, Jimmy?
Yeah, she's got Project Mothers of Ethereum.
Okay, yeah.
So it's artists like her selling their art and stuff, and they are then going to do a one-piece collaboration with all of them. I did feel a little left out.
So it wasn't even a call out. He knows.
Okay,
where
yeah.
you're going
I asked if Fommies. What about Fommies?
Yeah, I had some FOMO for being a Fommie.
Are you Fommying right now?
I'm
It sounds like there might be a little cartoon, a little something going on in the background.
We're watching Minions for the, I guess, 30th time this week.
Which Minions? Which one?
The one where it's just Minions. It's just the yellow guys talking gibberish. My daughter talks back to them. Despite the fact that like what they say is gibberish, she seems to understand it.
Yeah.
She laughs at their jokes. She says hi to them. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. And now she's standing up on the ottoman.
Yeah. My daughter likes to stand on the giant old school Fisher speaker, so I get that.
Yeah, we let my kids climb. Like my daughter didn't really climb as much, but Ford climbed on everything, and we just let him go with it. And he has the best balance. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen, I've seen these like these tribes and stuff that still exist, and their houses are on like bamboo, like stilts. Yeah. And they're like 20 feet up, and the kids are just like, the little kids are just like hanging with a leg off, like nothing. Yeah. Where in America, you know, moms are like, oh, you know, so we sort of let Ford go. And I think it's paid off because he is the most confident on the skateboard, skis, whatever. Like he's just got it.
Yeah.
Okay. America is the most annoying country. And I will say this without regret. And anyone who wants to have a problem with it, they can fight a ginger. Because here's the thing, right? America, what do? They cover their playgrounds in cork, so when children fall, they don't get hurt. And what is the end result? When children get on a skateboard and they're 15, they think that they're invincible. They don't understand the idea of pain, and they lose teeth. And you know, like it's not good. So I'm in agreement to a certain extent. My missus is way more, you know, loose than me because like I see my daughter's bad balance and her falling off the top of like a 10-foot slide when she's 1.5 years old because she can barely walk. And my missus is like, it's okay. And I'm like, it's not okay. Your reflexes are really not that fast.
Well, maybe the issue isn't your daughter's reflexes. It's the parents letting the 1-year-old on a 10-foot slide and thinking, yeah, this is normal. Maybe.
Well, I'm like to Sean's point, like I'm kind of, yeah, I mean, and it's a sand gravel thing. I'm really happy today, by the way, guys. I haven't told anyone.
He muted himself in the process.
I'm really happy I haven't told anyone, and no one's going to hear why. Bam.
No, I did unmute myself because I have my balcony back. And I haven't had this in a while because they were doing construction. So it meant that they put this big scaffolding up that goes like 14 floors high. And it blocks all my view and blocks all my shade. There's a reason that I'm bringing this up. But I'll show you I'll show you the good before I tell you the bad. Yeah, so I'm really happy because this is what I get to see. There's like a river down there. You can see. I live in the center of one of the largest cities in the world, which is absolutely insane. It's pretty crazy. In the daytime, there's a nice river with like a nice, really long, walkable park there that like leads to the castle. There's grounds and playgrounds and things next door. I pay way too much money to live here, and it's not the country and it's not quiet. But here's the thing: this is normal in the country that I live in. You saw all those lights. I live in an average size apartment building. Not so fun fact: more children die in Japan by falling off of balconies because they grow up living in places that have glass windows that look out down, and they have no compensation of height, and they like to climb. And there's an aircon unit on the balcony, and they'll climb up onto the aircon unit and onto the side of the balcony, and that's kind of all she wrote.
So yeah, this uplifting conversation. Why was I brought into this conversation?
Well, no, just because like Sean said, he like lets his kids climb, and then you said like that 10-foot ladder or slide. Just pointing out that like there is a danger to that, and I want people to be able to stay
look, I mean, we got coconut trees out here. If there's coconuts ripe for the picking, I just send Ford up the tree. He just shimmies up it and drops it down.
That's great.
There's a lot of advantages to being a good climber. One thing, as we get older, a sedentary lifestyle, we're sitting in these chairs doing podcasts all day, sitting here doing crypto all day. You lose that hip mobility, right? And you get this, and maybe Joe could demonstrate. You get where your neck starts going forward like that. So you've lost your hip mobility and your neck goes forward and you start leaning over. The weight from your head kind of pulls your back down. And that's what happens to people when they get old and then they fall. And
wait, why can I demonstrate this? Is that at my age? You
look older than me. You look a little older than me. Anyways, when people get older and they fall, what happens? They can't get up, right? Because they've lost all that hip mobility. And in third world countries, this doesn't happen because the toilets are like holes on the ground, and even 80-year-olds have to get in a deep squat to drop a deuce. So to my point, climbing, right? If you don't climb, if you don't bring your hips through that range of motion, you're going to lose it. So I'm going to let my kids climb. I'm going to encourage climbing. I'm going to start climbing more. I try to go through full range of motion, every joint, every day, because I don't want to be someone who falls and can't get back up. And I advise both of you also do some climbing.
I think Sean is trying to make us feel a lot older than him, as if we are retired and graying. I mean, granted, I have a walking stick, but that's just for show, so I look cool when I go to the park.
It's the Steve Urkel school of how not to get old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just want you guys to live long, fruitful lives.
Yeah, when I'm in the home, I'll make sure to remember this conversation, which isn't too far away. I should be retiring soon, and
few more years.
Yeah, I got 2 more good years in me, maybe at best.
How old are you, Joe? And how old are you, Jimmy?
I just turned 37 last week.
Okay,
Jeez.
So
you guys didn't send me a birthday present for some reason.
Almost to the midlife crisis, just entering the midlife crisis. That's why he's gone all in on crypto. Jimmy, how about you?
I actually have to think about this. This is how old I am. I'm 42 or 43.
Okay.
Depending upon the month.
Depending on time and where we are on the calendar.
Somewhere up there. I think I might be 44, but I don't think I am. It's the math gets in the way of things. This is why I'm not a good trader, Sean. Somewhere around there. But yeah, I'm quite old. Probably way too old to have my first 1.5-year-old. But it's fun, and I'm not like you. I would not. I would not this is how weird I am, right? I would not let my child shimmy to the top of a coconut. I don't know how old I don't know how old Ford is, but I wouldn't let him do that because I'd be no, only I can do that because you're not going to be safe enough. You're not going to be safe enough doing reckless things that's my rationale.
Yeah, it makes sense, but because we let him do so much climbing, he's like super comfortable, right? Like I almost think like those kids that become like little skateboard phenoms or snowboard, and they're just like, he's got some of that in him. And I think it's because, I mean, look, he's had it like maybe one memorable like fall when he was a kid, and he was maybe 1.5 or like, no, honestly, younger than that, probably like rolled off the changing table when I was like looking at a bird out the sleep deprived looking out there, and they pop up from that. But, you know, after that, as he learned to walk and he learned to climb, you know, he climb on household things, and you tell him to be careful certain places, but we just let him go. And at the playground, he always climbs to the top. Is there risk? Sure, there's risk to anything, but I think overall he's less likely to get injured, you know, doing something maybe he shouldn't, because he has all that experience. Whereas a kid that's been put in a bubble, if ever they're in the situation where they're on the edge of the slide and they go to reach and they're like, oh, you know, they fall and get hurt. But I can see your point of view. I mean, it's your kids.
I mean, I fell off a mountain. I fell off a mountain and almost died. My last apartment, I locked myself out, so I shimmied up onto the roof and like I dropped down onto my balcony. The apartment before that, I again locked myself out of my apartment, and I didn't want to pay for somebody to come and do it. And I figured like if I like, you know, jumped over the barrier onto this little ledge, that I could like shimmy my way around onto my balcony. I did that. That was 14 floors up in the air. My dad came to visit me. Like I told him that story, and he looked at me and he said, "I'm going for a walk. Don't talk to me." And I'm like he's not like he's right. Like, you know. So,
look,
so I see where you're coming from, but I also know where
I am said as a kid back in our day, Jimmy, you know, we were daredevils. I can recall bricks and plywood and bike ramps. I can too. And I was just about to ask you, what was the dumbest stunt you attempted as a kid? I have a couple memories.
I kind of want Joe to go first on this, actually.
Do you have just a stupid stunt that...
No, that was my brother growing up. He like, to your point about like shimmying up like 14 floors up. I was doing a story slam in the city up here, and I wanted my brother to come. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll take the train down." And he got to the train station late, and it's like the first stop. Like it's just waiting there. He was having a cigarette, and then it just started pulling off early. So he started running after the train, and then like at the edge of the platform, leapt and jumped after the train as if he was going to catch it like a 1950s hobo trying to like go cross country. And he obviously missed it because he was in his late 20s and lost all of his athleticism. So he's like falling and like almost like breaks his arm on the train tracks like an idiot. Like, John, this is a dumb story slam with like 100 people there to see me. This wasn't that important to come to. So, but he's like always did stuff like that. When he was 7 or 8, he went down a slide with his rollerblades standing up. And I had a soccer game. At the end of the game, someone came up to me and said, "Your brother's in the hospital and he broke his arm." And we had to, and I was like, I don't care. And he still has issues to this day. He's got like scars and stuff because he had to have so many surgeries. And like younger, my parents, when social services come in to like, you know, figure out if there's child abuse going on in the house, they separate the parents at the hospital and my parents went through that because my brother had gone to the emergency room like in five times in a span of like 3 months for putting popcorn kernels up his nose, running to the grocery store, hitting his head on a shopping cart. We were getting fitted for my uncle's wedding, and he was getting a tux, and he like tripped on something and bit through his tongue. And so like social services came in and they were like, "Is anybody watching your son during the day? Like, how are these things constantly happening?" So Like, I've always had my brother to do that dumb shit, and I was never the one to do it. All my dumb shit came later when I was in my 20s and drinking all the time and felt superhuman. So
I think that my most dangerous period was probably like middle school, because the kids don't have this anymore. But back in our day, and I'm younger than you two.
We keep coming back to this, and you're not that much younger than us.
Back in my day, like you'd come
back
home.
In my day, in the early 1990s, when you guys were still around and the same age as me,
you'd get home from school and you wouldn't do your homework. You just like immediately get on the bike and go outside. You meet with like your neighborhood bike gang, and you just like ride around looking for construction sites or just places to get into. And I remember as a little kid just like riding, we'd take turns riding our BMX bikes as fast as we could into the bushes. Not a good idea. I remember one time I put on these like football pants with pads, and they had a little like a little belt loop, and I would run a rope through it. And I remember maybe like 15 feet up over some bushes, like climbing out on a mango tree, like a limb, and hanging and having the rope around it. And then I got out there and my hand slipped, and I was just like this for about 10 seconds before the rope or the belt loop ripped, and I just fell flat on my back. Easily could have been impaled by a branch. I also remember one time we used to take skateboards and someone would ride on the bike, right? You'd be holding onto a rope and they'd be pulling you. But I remember one time being on my stomach, shirtless on like the skateboard. It had like the sandpaper, the grip, and holding onto the rope on my stomach. And my buddy takes off around the driveway, and I couldn't cut the turn hard enough. So I went right into the curb, and it just ripped straight down my chest. Not a good idea.
Yeah, but since you were younger than us, it probably just like you probably
I bounced
washboard abs, and
I was healed the next day.
Yeah,
I was healed,
exactly.
Completely healed the next day.
Yep.
But this is kids. Are kids doing this these days? I'm sure some are. They're still out there.
They have TikTok and video phones, so it's gotten worse and even more. And I know this as a high school teacher. Like, I see the stupid stuff they're doing all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just, they're insane. Like, smoking in high school has like been around since, the dawn of time. I'm sure it's in the Bible somewhere too. But like now what they're doing, because they have vape pens with them, on their Snapchats, they're like hotboxing in the classroom on Snapchat in like a cupboard in the classroom. Like, that's what they're doing. Like, it's just like escalating even worse, and everyone's trying to see how dumb they can be. And I'd probably be dead if we had video phones back in the early 2000s.
I would lose it if I've never used Snapchat. That's how old I am. But if I had if ever someone was like, this is your, like, look what I found. And it was like my daughter, she's only 7 now, but like a teenage daughter, and she was doing anything like stupid, I think I'd lose it. I don't know what I do. What do you do? Because what I've realized is when you have kids and you want to take everything away and do that stuff, they just rebel kind of harder, right? So you got to have a good teaching moment and hope that you have a good relationship with them. Some of the things they're going to have to figure out on their own, but man, I mean, I remember middle school, it not being easy per se. Like, there's so much peer pressure there's just weird. It's a weird time, right? Middle school puberty. That was my least favorite time, I think.
This is a titillating conversation that gotten myself into, talking about children dying off of balconies and teenage puberty. The
thing is, when we were in middle school, you didn't have all like Snapchat, all those things that could get you caught. Like,
Yeah.
so all kids are kind of the same. They're doing that shit, but it's just not public.
Yeah.
And how do you stop a kid from going public with this stuff, or like sharing a video they're gonna regret with the all their friends?
Like,
how do you stop that?
I think what you said about them like wanting to rebel. I was listening to Fresh Air with Terry Gross a while ago.
Oh, you're an NPR guy?
Yeah, of course I am.
Of
like,
course.
Does my man bun not signify that I'm an NPR guy? But she had Jonah Hill on. This was a while ago. And
are you a big Jonah Hill fan? You look like a big Jonah Hill fan.
I think so.
Okay.
He's grown on me. I didn't like him at first, but he's like grown on me, like Wolf of Wall Street, like, and finding out how much of a cinephile he actually is. Like, he's grown on me a lot. He did that. I think he was promoting that movie mid-90s when he was on Terry Gross, which he directed and wrote. And it's just about being a kid in the 90s, like skateboarding and all that stuff. But he said he had like really like liberal parents, and they were just like, look, we're not going to control what you do, what you watch movie wise or whatever. There's only one thing we don't want you to do, and that's watch Clockwork Orange. And he was like, so of course I watched it.
Yeah.
But like he said, he never got into drugs or anything or drinking because it didn't feel like rebelling. So it's like, you have to say like you trust them to be careful and that they're going to help you out. You tell them you're going to help them out of any situation, and then that's it. And
so
I to rebel against.
I was 8 years. I was the baby in the family, 8 years younger than my brother, 12 years younger than my sister. And by the time my parents had gotten to me, like both my brother and sister were success stories, I guess you could say. Like they raised him well. And by the time they got to me, they didn't set any guidelines or anything. They just kind of put trust in me, and yeah, I did some stupid shit, but I never got in any serious trouble, and I never did anything like that stupid. I don't know. You just kind of, I think it's good when you know your parents trust you, right? To make good decisions, especially when you're in that teenager age. There needs to be a level of trust there so that like you don't rebel and go crazy. Because usually, you know who it was that, like, out of all my friends, the friends that had the most like restrictions and stuff, when they got to college, they had the hardest time because they just wanted to party, you know? Like,
yeah, that was me. I would have been that friend.
I can just picture. I pictured Joe with the beer funnel coming off the second floor, and everyone just chanting Joe.
That literally was me. We went to Home Depot and built those things from like, you know, plastic tubing and like industrial funnels. And you know, I may not look like it, but I can like take in a lot.
Deep Throat Joe.
Yeah.
He got his nickname.
That wasn't my nickname.
Oh no, not from the funnel.
That's and
I need more. I need a funnel. I need a funnel with more girth on the tube.
Yeah, that was. I'm sure those words did come out of my mouth.
I think we reached this a while ago, but if you haven't been paying attention, this is officially the edge of obscurity.
Talking about me bonging 3 beers at one time, only to throw it up 5 minutes later and it still be cold. Yeah, that's the edge.
Ooh, it felt nice on the way out. Huh?
That's a strange sensation, for sure. Yeah, this is the official like edge of everything, of interest, of anything of value is the line that we're about to approach.
So I want to answer the question. I don't think I've done it yet on this show, and like for me, what the things that I did not really seem like they were that crazy. because I had a bunch of crazy friends. So my most actually fearful experience was we used to like rappel a lot. We used to jump off bridges and, you know, get out climbing ropes after, you know, a night of drinking and go up to tall, you know, parking garages and throw them over and like rappel down and like, you know, climb on like, you know,
Sounds like some hardcore parkour.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't parkour people, but like we used to climb a lot, so I respect that. You know, we would climb trees and do crazy shit, and like, you know.
Did you
like,
do rock climbing ever, Jimmy? Like,
sorry?
Did you get into rock climbing after that? Then?
No, we didn't. Like, my friends were like rock climbers, and I just so actually, this is where the story comes from. So my friends were rock climbers, and a lot of times, like, I just kind of trusted them, and like, you know, we used like figure eights and beaners and stuff like that. But, you know, like, I never took a course, so I would just kind of, you know, trust 2 or 3 of them to you know, make sure that everything was okay. And so we one weekend we did this hitchhiking trip, and we decided to go. I mean, I fell off mountains, like we went to the hospital, like went for panty raids after it. So like this might not seem that extreme, but one weekend we decided to pair up and one weekend we decided to pair up and take a trip to this bridge, this ravine, this gorge, and whoever could hitchhike there first would, you know, I don't know, get something. I don't even forget. I forget what it even was now. But anyway, we got there, and we were kind of in the middle of the pack, and my mate, he forgot like his climbing equipment, so he had to, you know, jerry rig up this special knot that allowed you know, us to do it. And I just said, oh, it's okay, I'll use that knot. And we jumped off the rope, but the knot was too tight and it didn't let go. And we were, you know, swinging under the bridge, and all of a sudden I've got this big like I-beam like coming towards my face. So what's my knee jerk reaction? It's like, you know, cover my face, you know, swinging under, my feet like, you know, hit off the bottom of the bridge. I come back, I'm swinging under, I would like come back again. And my friend's looking down. He's like, oh my God, like, are you okay? Oh my God, he's not holding on to the fucking rope, you know, because I had let go of the rope, you know, like, was like really freaked out, like that knee jerk reaction. And that was like a mild case. So I just have to tell you about my friend. And my friend, he might be the god of the cats, because this guy seriously has 9 lives. Like I've seen these guys go over waterfalls upside down and you know, come out, you know, with like a cut lip and you know, joking at the bar later the night that like it's really difficult to swallow when they put that much, you know, painkiller into your lips, right? Like, these are the guys that I hang out with. But one of the dudes, they lived on this like really high house, and this was nuts, because we went up, we had a barbecue, we went up to the roof, and we had this bright idea, well, let's play tag. And they had played tag there before, because like they're a little bit nuts. But the rule basically was you weren't allowed to go on one side of the roof, because one side of the roof was like, it was almost flat. The other sides were okay, but like the thing was you weren't allowed to go on one side of the roof. And of course, you know, one of the dudes was just like, he was about to get caught, and he's like, I can make it, you know. And he got about halfway across before he dropped onto his stomach, realizing that he couldn't make it. And we watched him slide off of this roof. It's a 3-4 story roof. And of course, we're all fucking freaked out because we can't see what happened. We just watched him slide off of this roof. So as quick as we can, you know, we get back down, like we jump through the window, like we come in, like we're all frantic. We're like, what the fuck's going on? And we hear him, right? Like, you know, we hear him coming up the stairs, and he comes up the stairs, and we're all just like looking at him like this, right? Like eyes drop, like jaws drop to the floor. We're just like looking at him, and he walks up the stairs, and he looks at our friends, and he's like, Maggie, I'm sorry about your car. What the fuck just happened? We go downstairs. There is a snow angel, a star, in the middle of her suburban hood where he fucking landed. 3 inches to the top, he would have went through the windshield, right? Like 6 inches to the top, he probably would have broke his back. Like this is where he landed. And of course, you know, our friend is just like, I don't fucking care about the car, right? Like, so,
was he? But he was. You guys have been drinking, so he probably just relaxed and took it, right? He was fine, like not a little. How
fine.
old?
He was a little bit dazed. I mean, we were at university. We were a second year at university.
Yeah, you can see in your early 20s or before that, you can bounce back from things like quickly. I had same age.
You okay?
My parents went out of town. Here, mute Joe. Mute yourself, man. Mute yourself.
Okay, I'll mute him. Sorry.
Okay. So same age. Like I was still in college, maybe junior, senior, and my parents went out of town as they did like over summer, and we'd have all our friends. This was in my like DJ partying days, and we go out and we get crunk, and we come back, and we were having a pool party, like a barbecue. Everyone's just drinking whatever, and it started raining. Towards the end of the day, we had plans to go out to the club that night, but my parents' pool, it like goes right up against the wall of their house. So they built this bridge, this little wood bridge. So you don't have to walk all the way around the pool to get to the other side. You can just walk over this bridge. And we thought it'd be a great idea to move the bridge to the middle of the pool and then play King of the Bridge, right? Like King of the Mountain on the bridge. And I didn't get involved because I'm more under control than some of our friends. But my buddy Eric and Brett, they were both drinking heavily and they were getting into it on the bridge. In the first round, Eric won and threw Brett off first. In the second round, Brett threw Eric off first. So it was like, okay, final round. This is it. And by that time, people like our friends were kind of like, this looks a little dangerous, you know, but they're like, you know, last one. And then we're like, okay, it's done after this. So they go at it and Brett picks Eric up and his foot slips on the bridge. So Eric goes upside down and his ear catches the side of the bridge and we're all like, ugh. And we see him go under. And I'm at the end of the pool and we're looking to see him come up because we know he clunked his head, right? And when he comes up, all I remember seeing is this dangling ear with like 3 little fingers. And I see a hole like right above it, like a big hole. And then because he had just come out of the water and then the blood rushes out of the hole, I start kind of gagging in my mouth, and my brother, who's he just retired as a chiropractor, but he was a chiropractor and does have some sort of medical, like he's been through classes and stuff. He's like, "Oh, Eric, you're fine, don't worry. Like, get a towel, right?" And Eric's there, like, kind of going into shock, and we get him a towel and we just like kind of wrap it around his head. And I remember kind of running into the bathroom and just like looking at myself in the mirror being like, oh shit, you know, because that ear was 3 fingers just like kind of hanging, dangling. And we took him to the hospital, and on the car ride, he's like, is it bad? And we're like, no, it's fine. He's like, okay, good. 'Cause I'm ready to go out tonight. That was like his thinking. He was concerned about going out, but he was wasted in shock. Got to the hospital. His parents were out of town at the time, so we had to call them up, and they came back, and they thought they were going to have to amputate the ear, and they ended up just stitching it back together because the ear's not a place you get a lot of. I don't know what they said. It's cartilage. Like you don't get not a lot of circulation in there or whatever. And over, like there was some tense moments there, but it did end up getting blood flow, and then it looked crazy. But now over time, you wouldn't even notice it really, like 15 years later. But we do call him Eric.
So that's really like the story was great until that last.
Eric.
Yeah.
Well, he's Eric, but now we call him Eric.
Oh, see, I think Jimmy didn't get the joke. I think that's
Failed delivery.
Yeah,
Failed delivery.
Definitely didn't get the joke. But I mean, so yeah. So you just
Eric.
basically convinced me all of our stories that I'm going to lock my daughter up in that little cage behind me, and I'm never going to let her out. We're going to do a couple things more because we got to port a little bit because I'm not a man with a plan, but there are a couple things that I want to do. And luckily for you, Joe, I just so happen to log on here. Unlucky for me, my mouse isn't plugged in. I just so happened to log on here while Sean was, while he was looking in the mirror, getting ready for his live appearance, because he does that sometimes before our show. And I chopped down some wood. And I created three birch signs because I didn't have the ability to have any signs before. So I did that. And now I have three, and you're here, and there's three of us. So we're all going to get to do our gratitudes. And then if you scroll up in the comments over here, there's some weird shit about hamsters. I'm just gonna scroll all the way over that because like thank you. No, thank for participating in the comments. I love it, but I'm like, that's kind of freaking me out a little bit. Like, I once had a turtle in a cage that ate a fish. That kind of freaked me out. But like a mom eating her own baby hamsters, yeah. Anyway, if you scroll up there, there's some people calling me out, Sean, and I might have been, a little bit of a ginger back in the day, but I don't let people call me out anymore. So while you guys were talking, I was preparing myself to burn at least one Finney coin, and we're gonna do that live on air for everyone to see, because we kind of said we were gonna do that last week. And then maybe that'll get us back from the edge of obscurity. So let's go do the gratitudes. I kind of want to finish my story as well, so I might do that part and parcel in time. But here's the deal. This is the new district. This is the new district, and I had this grand plan of. Because I'm a permaculturalist, for those of you that don't know, and I had this grand plan to lock up a bunch of this land, and I went through this whole thing, and there's 200 by 200s and 50s by 50s, and I had it all on lockdown. In the last 2 minutes, somebody outbid me for all of those pieces of land, except for this little piece, which is kind of cool because this little piece is awesome. It's like 2 lakes in the thing, and you get to come in here. Like, I got my little bed in this cave set up. There's another cave down here. I'm mining some stuff. I got this wall of gratitudes that I'm gonna put up. I'm gonna give you center stage. We're gonna start our own gratitude wall right here. So, Sean, I know you think about this a lot. What are you grateful for in this moment in time?
Wait, I'm up.
Yeah. Let the boy with no heart go first. Sorry, that was too harsh.
No, he actually puts a lot of time and thought into these.
I've agonized over this for the last week since the last episode, and clean drinking water.
That's a good one. Where does that come from?
The elixir of life.
You're welcome.
Clean drinking water from the elixir of life. Is that the gratitude? No, I like it.
Clean drinking water, the elixir of life. Clean drinking water, the elixir of life.
I don't know if this gratitude sign is big enough for proper grammar.
You can maybe just. Oh, there, getting creative. Look at this guy. Stay hydrated. Yeah.
All right. I think that works.
Perfect.
No mistakes.
What you got, Joe? What you got? Top that.
NFT.
Top that.
Oh, can Joe?
What are you grateful for, Joe?
Look, before Joe goes, before Joe goes. So Joe, we are getting ready to launch Behind the Pixel, which is this is Joe's baby, right? Behind the Pixel, for those of you who don't know, if you're holding a Cryptowriter NFT membership card, you get a lifetime of airdrops, and some of those airdrops are going to be Behind the Pixel, which is basically the Cryptowriter NFT art curation layer. And NFT Joe himself has made connections with all these artists and has curated or I guess he hasn't curated, but he's interviewed them, and he goes out there, he looks for awesome artists, he connects with them, he interviews them, he makes podcasts around them, he writes these awesome features on them, and then they offer to give our membership card holders a couple pieces of original art, whatever, which we then airdrop to them, and that artwork points back via QR code to the Behind the Pixel feature that Joe's written, and it's a lot of work. Right, Joe?
Right. Yes.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to connect. It's time consuming to build these relationships, but the hope is, and I think we're in a great place right now, that once we get this rolling, and the first one should be coming out next week for sure. But once we get this rolling, other artists will see that they are successful because our amazing community of membership holders goes out there and they retweet and they post the artist story, etc. And then that attracts more artists to want to be part of this. And then Joe can get picky, right? Joe can, once we have all these artists flooding in to be Behind the Pixel, then Joe can become a true curator of art and get in there and only put the best ones forward. So really looking forward to that. Joe, you have anything to add?
And
go ahead, Jimmy. You go first.
No. Well, you think of something to add. I'm totally, and I'm not even going to feel bad about this. I'm totally going to poach Joe, by the way. I'm just letting you know. We're working on we're in Chicken Call right now doing these gratitudes, but we're working on a new sector of the Uplift World, which will be an art sector. And we've got a really cool plan for it.
Did I not ask you to add Joe yet?
No, we did, but I'm totally going to add him, and I'm going to do one more.
I gave Joe the whole background on that,
Yeah.
and I told him I think he should be in there, and I said
he totally could be in there. And after the roundtable, we know this. We're going to call it Winwood, by the way.
He accepts gold Finney coins. If Jimmy,
fair enough. we're going to call it Winwood, by the way. We've kind of already decided, and cool. that comes from Sean and his suggestion. Joe, I think what we're going to do, this sector is going to have a bunch of different artists that are going to fill their own galleries. And I think what we're going to do is maybe we're going to offer you a Joe's Picks gallery that you can have, and you can involve your community, or Behind the Pixels gallery.
Yeah, this is right. This is how it ties in. We need to have a Behind the Pixel in there, and that's a great place where Joe can feature some of his favorite Behind the Pixel artwork. And that gets me thinking too, because when this takes off, when this little Winwood takes off, and we start featuring these, we can actually use it like use these galleries to drive more value back to the artist in numerous different ways. So it's cool, but we will definitely sort this out. And I'm not giving you Joe. All right. I'll let you borrow him, but
I didn't say I was giving it.
You said you were going to snipe. You said you're going to snipe him. Come on.
No, Jimmy. I'm not sniping him as much.
You better not.
I'm not sniping him as much as just giving him a gallery that he can do with whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Well, so what maybe we have behind the pixel gallery, and then Joe's.
If he chooses to openly express his affiliation with you, then that's his choice. I mean, you're in our space now. You don't have to choose that. I mean, if it's becoming too much, Joe, the freedom of the free market economy.
I don't know if any of you follow. What are you on Twitter, Joe? At NFT Joe.
Yeah.
Go follow.
I don't know if any of you 3 people out there who are watching this have not followed NFT Joe. Follow him. What I look forward to more than anything is when Joe does a thread on Twitter, because they're always awesome and he puts a lot of work into them. The last one was like a 38 tweet thread with all this cool artwork, and I was like going through it, and I'm like, man, Joe should really do more of this. Maybe not 38 pieces, but maybe do like your behind the pixel like weekly top 10, just 10 pieces you come across, and put it in a thread, because it's really fun to see like what you're looking at and like art that you like, and then you just flip through the thread and see all the pieces. I enjoy that, so I just want to say that before you do your gratitude.
The goal is to do that on a weekly basis. I had fallen behind for the last month, and we're also bringing in more people to like, because my taste like is just my taste. And we're actually now bringing in more people that went to school for art and like are more critical thinkers about it, because I don't have a degree in art, and I do think there is a level of expertise that when you are consumed by it, like the 2 people that we invited to help us curate. My wife's friend who I stole, and I'm now friends with him, Mike, and Ricardo, who was part of our Cryptowriter group. They're both going to start helping us look for artists, because they're on top of projects that like I just don't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
So like and every time like they send me something, I'm like, okay, I'll just do that, because like their taste is impeccable, and their expertise is like just.
We must have to have 2 rings of galleries, Sean.
It's very similar, Joe. You saying how you brought these people in. So I used to do this. I used to write this feature for EOS Writer before it was like Cryptowriter, called. And thanks to Kenny for letting me do this. I know it was called EOS Popcorn, and basically I collected all the drama from Twitter, like all the tweets and all the stuff from Telegram. There's a lot of drama in EOS, and I sort of like packaged it in this blog post and sort of narrated everything, and it was really funny and really successful, and people got offended, but then they kind of had to get over the joke, and it got to the point where some people were purposely like saying stuff to try to get on EOS Popcorn. But anyways, when it took off, curating all that popcorn, like, because it's constant. I had to bring in buddies like Cheney and other people, and we just all send, like, whenever you'd come across a tweet or anything, you just send it to our Telegram group, and then I'd go through and kind of curate from there. But it's the same. You need that help. But awesome.
On the EOS Popcorn note, my favorite thing from last week, 2 weeks ago, was after our roundtable with the block producers, how you said, I'm dumbfounded and surprised that Adriana from Cypher Class has never been in EOS Popcorn. She's, I think it was you that said that, right? She's been tearing up a storm. Go watch that episode if you haven't, the roundtable. Let's get those views to like 500 or more. Like I suspect if we can get those views to like 500, I don't know how many views we have. Let's get them to 1,000. If you guys can get those views to 5,000, I'm sure that Sean would be willing to give somebody out there a Finney coin.
Adriana is unfiltered now. It's interesting. It's interesting because like the day she fell out of a paid position, this came the following Monday, their block producer fell out of a paid position. Now, Cypherglass, like I don't know, like when Rob Finch, I don't know if you remember Rob Finch, Jimmy. How could you not? The 1 million EOS bet. Rob Finch was the guy that started that BP, and when he was there, he was doing a lot of sort of podcasting, whatever, and when she took over, I really don't know what Cypherglass has given the community. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I think they're doing a lot of stuff, but they're not necessarily like they're not. So Rob was really good at it, like, you know, making appearances on everything EOS, and I think he was on with the EOS radio guys as well. And I think she's more, in my opinion, she's more like tailored towards like mainstream Twitter and things like this, which like I'm not exactly sure. Like I like what Cypherglass does. I like the passion. I like the fact that they bring that controversy that they stand up against Block One.
Okay,
like,
but Jimmy, what has Cypherglass done since Adriana took over? Like
I couldn't tell you what most of the block
I'd have to exactly. But here's the issue. So Adriana falls out of a paid position and then goes off on Block One and people in the EOS community, and in their mind, they're like, well, if you had all these feelings, you know, why weren't you presenting them all along? Why suddenly right now when you're about to fall out of a paid position, then you start pointing fingers?
Actually, like,
and listen, here's a sting too for her, because let's say you're sitting in a paid position, because there are a lot of BPs in paid position. I'm not saying this is Cypherglass. I haven't really like dug into what they've been doing. But let's say you are a BP in a paid position, okay? There's a lot of them sitting down there in these paid positions that haven't done anything. They're just collecting a reward, right? Yeah. And here's the thing, when the reward is only $4, like an EOS is only $4, whatever, it's not much of a reward. It's nothing. Mm-hmm. But once you start creeping up, right, and like you're over $10 EOS and you're getting 150 of them a day for being in one of the low positions, and you're kind of comfortable there, it's a good deal. But then I could see where Adriana, like, I don't know what they're doing, but maybe you get a little comfortable getting that EOS reward, and then all of a sudden EOS spikes and you fall out of the paid position. Then you're going to be pissed because that was like a $1,000 a day in EOS reward that you're now missing out of, and you're one spot out of there. So
yeah, so here's where I kind of disagree, because we've had Adriana on our show a few times and she's always been controversial. She's always been outspoken about Block One, and a lot of her things, like a lot of what Cypherglass says, I do actually agree with. Like they were advocating against removing the what do you call it, like the worker proposal system in EOS. Yeah. Like they've been doing that for like a long time. So yeah, like I don't want to get too deep into it, because I think she should have a chance to defend herself. But I see it differently personally than you.
Do you think that BPs should be paid for being, like, the value that they are providing to the community is being vocal? Is that enough in your opinion? Or do you think EOS is better suited with people who are building tools? Look, here's my feeling.
Okay, here's the thing. I'd rather give my votes to Adriana and Cypherglass for being vocal about what Block One is doing wrong than giving them the fucking Binance. And I like Binance. I really like Binance. Agreed. I like Binance a lot. But I don't want to be giving my votes to Binance, but they're not doing anything for the network. If they're not listing fucking, crypto coins right? If they're not listing all of these projects that we're embedded with, then what the hell are they doing? Why do they deserve our votes?
But
why do they deserve 1,000?
This is sort of a contradiction because Adriana is against Eden, right? Because she says she can't sell Eden to like enterprise level. Like, why would enterprise build on EOS? Eden, she can't sell it to. But I don't think what she realizes is that if Eden goes well and you form this super strong governance kind of community, they might have the power to influence like Binance or BPs like this, exchange BPs, to let their users vote, right? This is what's happening with Eden, right? If you build a strong enough community that can influence decisions on the chain, and it's truly a community driven thing, which is similar to, you know, Cypherglass was a community BP, like an indie BP, whatever you want to call it. You can take Eden in this strong community because the token holders are going to follow the leadership of Eden, right? And they can apply pressure to BPs like Binance and other exchanges to make this a fair system, right? They can sort of correct the balance. So, but she's against Eden. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
My take on that actually was that part of the reason she might be, this is my perspective, not hers. But from what I got from it, I think the reason that she's against it is because she would rather people support the EOSIO Foundation. And if you don't know what the EOSIO Foundation is, the EOSIO Foundation is a bunch of people that have been working really hard to create this community at what kind of seems like the like they don't get any credit, or they haven't gotten any support from Block One.
Let me
I know a lot of I know a lot of these people personally. So I think I think maybe Adriana's gripe is more that like Dan comes back and we're rallying around this, Eden Foundation. I think we can have both, and I don't think
I could be mistaken, so don't quote me. But I think Eden wanted to become a foundation, but that can take years to do. So I think they are sort of joining or taking over the EOS Foundation, and they're going to act as the EOS Foundation. They're going to become a foundation, kind of separate, you know. I think that's happening. So I don't know. I'm glad Adriana's vocal. I think it's good to bring these issues to light. Although I think Twitter's like a terrible place to be vocal. Like all it does is add to divide, where I offered her to write something long form for EOS Writer. We pay her Finney coins. And I wish that all along, if this is how she felt inside, she would have written long form her feelings, and we would have published them. Because when people read long form and someone can like really articulate their ideas and they have room to do that, you can kind of change people's perceptions. But when you go on Twitter and start, doing it in tweets, like nothing really good comes out of it ever.
Well, and I think there's two other things. So if you're in the comments or if you're watching now and you don't know what's going on, or you're watching the playback, so two things happened, right? This is playing out on Twitter, but also there was a roundtable that we did, Corey and I did, with the 5 other people. 5 other block producers. Adriana was one of them. A couple weeks back on the Cryptowriter podcast, and then after that, I believe Adriana was interviewed by Adam Carswell on the Shift, and so a lot of these controversial views are coming out. And I said, I was part of one of them, and I watched part of it back as well, and I watched the other one back. Part of it in real lifetime. And I do honestly recommend that you go and you watch these. If you're interested in block production, if you're interested in
EOS drama,
if you're interested in EOS drama. But I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to cut you off because
you're going to cut yourself off?
No, because NFT Joe's
Wow.
great gratitude needs to go up on this wall so that we can move on and we can get to yours, because I think you're just stalling. Oh no, you already did yours.
I already did mine. Yeah.
I'm just stalling.
Also, I got to put my baby down. So thank you for the last 5 minutes. I'm not getting that time back, and since we all know that I'm much older than Sean, that's just 5 more minutes. I'm closer to death.
So NFTs Joe is grateful for being older but much wiser than Sean. Is that your gratitude?
He's a very NFT Joe. I'm realizing
is it the size of a grapefruit at this old age? Like what?
NFT Joe reminds me of my wife's mom.
Is it the bun? Is it the Dave Matthews concert guy old man vibe that I'm giving off? Is like, I don't know who should be more offended by that, me or her.
I don't know. Not in a physical way. It's not bad. Trust me.
The emotional way.
Yeah, a little bit. Just
But we weren't able to do it last night, Joe, on the podcast. So
Joe, are you from the Northeast? Or are you in the Northeast?
Yeah, I'm up in Philly.
Yeah.
Philly.
I like how you said that.
Yeah, I'm like I'm literally in the city, so like right on the outskirts.
Literally in the city, right on the outskirts.
Yeah. I'm a writer, Jimmy. I know what literally means.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe, get your gratitude.
Yeah, what are you grateful for? Come on. He's had enough time to figure this out.
Honestly, like, I'm grateful that for my wife and my baby, who I get to play stay-at-home dad and fuck around with you guys for an hour, and somehow that is bringing in some extra money, so
Finney coins.
How do you
make it rain on her?
Yeah, my sugar mommy wife. That's what I'm grateful for.
So, do you want the sugar mommy wife part in there?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
You're gonna be the sugar. You're gonna give it another year, Joe. You are gonna be the sugar mommy.
No. MOMMY for the sugar mommy wife, and
my
That's not how you spell sugar, bro. Jimmy, God, we need to get him. And he muted himself, which is even better. We need to get him. Grammarly. Well, Grammarly. Can we get a Grammarly plugin to Minecraft for Jimmy?
Just a regular old spell check would work for that.
I mean, like I'm managing like 5 screens. All right. NFT Joe is grateful for sugar mommy wife and
my ginger-headed baby.
I do in Telegram. In Telegram,
I'm just gonna put ginger baby. Sorry, man.
In my Telegram group, whenever Bond starts, like we start going at it, I will correct his spelling sometimes just to be a little annoying.
That is the worst. All right,
you see that, Jimmy? Poor Jimmy. Jimmy spells something wrong. Joe breaks into a cackling laugh.
We gotta go do this. We gotta say bye. B, can you say bye?
All right. Bye. Oh, hey, bye. What is she chewing gum? Is she chewing gum right now?
Yes. After all the talk of like babies like falling off slides and buildings, I've decided to let loose and let my 1-year-old chew gum. No, she's eating rice cake.
Oh.
Yeah. So we gotta go.
Cute. All right. Later. Thank you
guys.
Yeah, later, Joe. Thanks for popping in.
Come back. Come back again sometime.
We will.
Yeah, he's going to be asking me for another Finney coin for this guest spot.
You know what?
It's okay, Joe. He's gone.
I just saw Obscurity. Obscurity.
Scurity. Oh, Joe's still there. He's spying on us.
SCU.
It's on the top left of the screen.
I know, but I can't see that screen. I think that's it.
No, you spelled it. You spelled it Obscurity.
No, that's a C. It just doesn't show up. C.
Okay.
Yeah, it reads as a no, but it actually is a C. I hit it.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, there's our gratitudes on my new plot.
Do you want to kind of see? Can we share the screen of our gratitude wall really quick? Okay.
No. Well, I can share the screen of your gratitude wall, but I can't go to your gratitude
wall.
No,
I don't want you to go to our gratitude wall.
Yeah.
I just want to just kind of flash it on the screen because we are working on it. And
yeah, I can show the image for sure. This is my little plot, and these are our first gratitudes on my personal plot. So thank you for that, Sean. I'm gonna come back here. And
how many Uplift worlds are there?
Let me stop the screen share. Well, there's a whole bunch actually, and they're all tailored towards different things. But right now, the ones that are open, the ones that people can be in, are Genesis, which is where you guys are, which is the creative one. Gratitude, which is basically the same as you guys, except it's a survival server with different projects, which means that you can die and you can't just procure blocks out of nothingness. There's Londum, which was the community plots that were given to the Genesis NFT holders. And there's Chicken Caw, which is this one that we're in now, which just went on sale, which is the Mayan kind of district, the old school Minecraft people. And there's also Center City, which is like where the main cathedral is, as well as the Blue Room and the Legend headquarters. Really cool. There's also a couple others that will be open very soon. One of them is Swineland, which is the Our Planet dedicated server. And there might be one more that I'm missing, but I think I got them all for now. And there's probably a couple more in the works as well that we're not going to mention.
Okay.
But all of them have different, different plugins, different incentives, different things that you can do. So you guys are in the original community plot, the Genesis community plot.
Okay, share it. Let me I'll back up.
I don't know if I want to share this. To be honest, this is pretty freaking. That's kind of next level. I don't know who your builder is, but that's definitely gonna go in the 2D map.
Yeah, hold on. Let me show you. And we're just getting going. You can see buildings off to the side that still need to be built. But this is all so when Finney lands way over to the kind of right side back here, there's a hill and that creates the right perspective. But this is sort of over to the west a bit. But boom.
You put the 3D space of place into effect.
What does that mean?
You have so Finney has actually landed here in this plot.
Yeah. So Finney, if you look at the first Finney card, there is a hill, and hold on, I'll pull it up. It's really cool what we're doing. We're putting a nightclub in there too, which is gonna be awesome.
That's
really
very similar ideology to what the Boyd guys did with their mythology.
What they did they did a nightclub?
No. No, there's no nightclub. They built the mythology of their Boyd game into the Uplift World.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, that's smart. Everything should be connected like that.
I agree.
I don't have any current pictures, but you've seen that Finney's arrival card. Here it is.
Yeah.
Let me pop it up really quick.
I like it. Shiftopia.
I think we might call it Crypto Town. I don't know though, but Shift definitely plays a massive role in this.
Shift Tower. Right? I like.
Show him this screen.
You got to share it with me first. Man.
I already shared it.
There's that lag. Your computer's slow. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so that's what we're building, and what we did. So Finney kind of lands on a hill, and what we did, or what the builder did, is he made this hill and this spot, which was the perspective, and then he built everything from that perspective. So, I mean, as good as you can get something to look in Minecraft, like as close as you can get this to look on Minecraft, he's done. And he hasn't done everything yet, but there are the main buildings have formed, and we're adding all sorts of cool stuff, and there's going to be a nightclub on the river. It's going to be awesome.
I like it. Like from what we saw before, and now looking at what we see now, like it looks pretty good. I'm a fan.
In Crypto Finney 2.0 or in the pack drop, there's this clown that Finney comes in contact with. The clown's actually paid for by Shift to kind of direct people to Shift Tower to sell their gold for crypto, and Finney's made out of gold. And it's a big scam. Shift's running a scam, but he comes across this clown by this little underwater canal sewer type thing, and we have created that thing, that little underwater sewer thing in Uplift, and it's got all sorts of hidden passageways that lead different places. It's really cool, and it pops up when you go all the way through it. Pops up right in front of a Shift Tower. So lots of surprises coming. I like it. I like what we're doing because, first of all, I don't know who's building what out there, but some of those are amazing, right? Like super futuristic, like incredible, like cool, really cool to go around there. Ours is going to be a little grungier, I think, than some of the other ones. But what I like about it is it's attached to Finney's story. And when we do a pack drop, or when we release airdrop Crypto Finneys with new characters, and they're standing like in front of something, that thing they're standing in front of will be in the Uplift. And now that we're doing this pack drop, this is really cool too. I want to tell the artist, maybe let them into our plot on Uplift. So when they go, what?
No, finish your story. I got something to say after.
Okay. So because I want everything to line up, like in the pack drop, there's 21 cards, and it's Finney, like after he lands and how he meets Shift and he's walking through the city. And I want all those places in the artwork to be in our Uplift, so people can be like, oh, I recognize this. This is where Finney had a run-in with the clown, stuff like that. Go ahead.
I'm not a Minecrafter, and I've been playing for a while now.
Fin City, that's a good one.
Like 2 months maybe, because I think that's the amount of time that we've been open. And I really respect your vision of having the ability for people to get NFTs, and other projects are doing this as well, but like that are connected to the story. And one of the few things I know about Minecraft is there's a plugin for just about everything.
Okay.
I mean, you can plug in dinosaurs, I think, if you want. And I mean, what if there was a plugin for garbage? What if when you were walking on the street through Fin City, you could pick up a piece of garbage like you would pick up a flower, and on that piece of garbage was a QR code that would let you claim an NFT. I mean, how's that grunge for you? Yeah, I don't know if it's possible.
I like that. I like that. But you
that would be pretty cool.
You made me think of something. and something we're going to need to work on, okay? Because right now it's basically our Cryptowriter community that will be going in and exploring Uplift World in our land. But the idea is in the future that you're going to get all sorts of people roaming around Uplift and discovering new things. So we really need to think about how, when someone new, right, who's just walking, exploring Uplift World comes to our city, right, how they're gonna walk in there, and when they leave, they're gonna know Finney's story, or at least some of the background and some of the background on our community, right? Because it needs to work that way. Like, we're using Cryptowriter in our Telegram groups and Finney and stuff to funnel people into our Uplift. But I want random strangers in Uplift to come to Finn City or whatever we're calling it, and to like look around and learn what Cryptowriter is about, what Finney's about, and get some NFTs in the process. So we need to put some thought into that.
Or maybe they don't even, maybe they don't have a PC and they can't get a Minecraft account, and then they can't download Minecraft Java, but maybe there's something coming that anyone anywhere in the world with a simple mobile application could see Finn City.
Okay, yeah.
A submitted project.
Are you dropping? Right, are you dropping it? Was that a teaser?
Well, I mean, the teasers happen 24/7 with us, but yeah, like people who are tuning into the channel already know that we've been thinking about it.
Like, how cool would this be, right? Like, so we set up a scavenger hunt in our city, right? Like, we create a map, and people have to go around the city and follow that map. They scan different QR codes, they get an NFT, but they also get the story, right? So we kind of walk them through Finney's story through the city. And then by the time they finish our little scavenger hunt and map, they understand everything. You know, you've gamified learning in a sense. It's how they should start teaching schools, because like, kids love playing video games. And if you could imagine, if for history class, you just had to go in this like dope ass legit feeling video game, and it was like back at that time period, and you had to get in duels and stuff, but through the process of the game, like, you're getting a whole history lesson.
Well, and I also feel like it doesn't necessarily have to be in the game. I'm going to say that again. It can definitely be outside of the game that people will be able to see this. And I also feel like I keep screwing myself, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you've never met Recurrier and you don't know what they're doing over in Metaforce, what they're going to do is they're going to be releasing a series of, comic books that are their projects, but they're also going to be releasing one-offs where their characters go and visit certain places. And I definitely think that their characters should go and visit Finn City, because like, they can go and they can visit Finn City, and they can also put that backstory of Finney
what type of places is there? Comic
different projects, different places. I'm not
on Uplift or just in crypto?
No, everywhere. Like, they're going to be all over the ecosphere. They're going to be all over the ecospace, and they're going to have their own comic book. The goal of Metaforce is to release their own comic every month. I think they want to, or every 2 months, they want to release a new issue. They want to basically do like comics on the blockchain properly, whereby like, it's standardized and it's coming out in a standardized time. But their idea is to connect with other projects and do one-offs, and basically do like, if my understanding of it is right, they basically want to do like comic book interviews with other projects. Like that's to me seems like what they want to do. They want to go and explore those other ecosystems. They want to do
very, very similar to what we're doing.
Well, no,
Jimmy, are you sharing our ideas? Because Finney's going to other chains and other places and comic book Finney, like that's our
don't
thing.
get mad at me. You can watch.
Jimmy, are you feeding them our secrets? Tell the truth, Jimmy. Tell the truth.
You can go back and you can watch the episode where I got super excited about this. So the answer to that question is no.
How long? What was the date of that episode?
I will find it for you, but it was for the Metaverse pack release, I believe, which was probably about 2 weeks ago. My crypto timing.
No, because Finney's arrival, which starts his journey and discusses exploring other projects and blockchains, was dropped, I think, in was dropped a few months ago.
But these guys, like, honestly, like, to be 100% serious, like these guys have been thinking about this for 2 years. And actually, Corey and I
we've been thinking about it for 2 years one day.
Yeah, it's very don't throw shade. I mean, like, seriously, connect with Courier and who's the
bro? Why you copying our idea, bro?
Nah, connect with them. It'll be good. Like you guys will have a sweet ass collaboration. And like their main focus actually is going to be their own comic. But I've convinced them to come and, maybe do a project for us. And they're like, yeah, maybe like they're like
Jimmy.
It's not even the Uplift. It's not even the Uplift actually. It's something else.
Jimmy's been doing so many of these interviews that he knows everyone's great ideas. Like post show, we like give him the insight, and then he's like just directing. Jimmy is the puppet master. Jimmy is the puppet master. He's directing. Yeah. Do this. Oh, you guys should do this. And all of a sudden, all roads lead to Jimmy, and he's gonna be master operator of this entire thing. I'm on to you, Jimmy. I'm on to you, Jimmy.
I'm taking over from Bonds. That's my end game plan.
Yeah, Bonds. Bonds is the master operator of not cam. I don't know where I was going with that.
I like where you're going, and I like you taking the piss. But like, I can assure you, what they're doing and what you guys are doing are completely different.
Okay, I hope so.
When it's all said and done, it's going to be completely different.
All right, I might have to call. I might have to call an emergency meeting Friday night with my team so we can do whatever we're doing 10 times better, because someone's coming up. Man,
they're gonna do cool things, and you guys are gonna do cool things, and it's gonna be completely.
Do they have gold Finney coins? Are they launching a Finney coin by chance?
No. They do not.
They come out. Oh, we're launching. Do they have a brand mascot? Like a Finney?
So I can tell you right now what they're focused on is to.
Jimmy, just answer the question. Do they have a brand mascot like a Finney?
No, they don't.
They don't have a character.
They have five characters.
Oh God, we've got 5 characters too. Oh no!
No,
right?
No. Do you know Do you know the backstory of Metaverse?
Finney, Shift, Finney's girlfriend, Clown, Crackhead.
Their 5 characters are completely different. Their backstory, actually, they were 5 guys that were in the uplands. They were over in the uplands. Not Uplift, Upland. They were over in the Upland in early days, and they all kind of connected. And one of the guys decided to draw characters for them all. So their 5 characters are based on 5 people in real life. And these 5 characters that are based on 5 people in real life essentially became the comic book. And it's very like sci-fi-ish in a way. How it works is these 5 people, they're connected to this like substance. I can't remember the name of it right now, but they're connected to this substance beyond that gives them superpowers. Like it's a very superpowery kind of comic book. And so the I think the first pack release was basically a couple weeks ago, and you could get these cards, and then you could like, the way that they did the tokenomics was actually really interesting, because you got these cards, and the first % of the cards were held back because they knew that people were going to be burning them, and they wanted the low mints to be saved, so they held the low mints back, and they did it that way. But their aim for all of this is to basically create a comic book whereby it's centered on themselves. It's really an interesting idea, because I wish I could remember the name of the thing that they connect to, whatever it is. But these 5 characters are based on the real people who were in the Upland and in the Upland community. Cool. And they got some pretty cool artwork that goes along with it. I've never seen the comic book release. I don't think they don't have a comic book yet. They just did the Metaforce pack cards. But the cool thing about their project, I will tell you this. The cool thing about their project is after 2 years, if the packs aren't opened, they expire. You can't open packs after 2 years, right? So they put a lot of thought into their own tokenomics value and stuff behind this, which is really cool. It was a really long episode, because Recurrier is Recurrier, and he gives us as much detail as he possibly can. And I know he watched it, because is always there, and we love you for it. Totally different project from what you're doing. Yeah. Completely different, right?
Well, I mean, until it's completely different, until they decide to create a gold Finney coin, and that you can burn for something, and then next thing you know, but no, there's only one gold Finney coin. Our community knows that. You guys know that. There's only one gold.
Well, I didn't tell you this though, but I did create my first NFT yesterday, actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's this thing that is round. It's kind of 3-dimensional, and it spins, and it's called a Jimmy coin.
A Jimmy coin. Cool.
Yeah.
You created it yourself?
Yeah, I created it myself, and in order to get to it, there's a little pin that you have to, pop the Jimmy that surrounds it.
I like it.
I totally
you gonna send me one?
No, I totally didn't create it. I just want to razz you, man. You're so easy.
I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be anything great.
Do you want to open I kind of we should
go? Hey, this is how we should end the episode. Go burn a Finney coin.
Well,
you said you would last week.
I'm gonna burn at least one. Are you gonna burn one as well?
I can't burn one. It doesn't feel right.
Okay, I'm gonna burn them.
Yeah, well, burn. Just burn. Get your screen up and just burn one or something. Do it for us.
Yeah, I want you to entertain the audience for 3.5 minutes, and I will come back and burn one.
Oh, okay. What do you guys want to talk about? I'll wait. I wonder what Finney Jimmy's gonna end up with. Sure, you can burn one for me. You can burn 2 for me. I don't know. I think there's a delay between when I talk and the comments come in. 20 seconds or something, maybe less. So, if Jimmy catches the redhead, we might make him donate it.
That was so not 3.5 minutes, and yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not a good YouTuber, but yeah.
They think you might catch if you caught the one of a kind redhead. No, we wouldn't make you burn it. I mean, we wouldn't make you donate it, but that would be pretty amazing if you did that all on air.
So I never got to finish my story about the hierarchical value of Finneys. I haven't burned any Finneys yet because number one, I'm busy, and number two, I'm kind of a hodler, and number three, I kind of feel like the intrinsic value of Finneys will be greater as coins unburnt than they will be as coins burnt. And I'm probably going to be the guy who fucking forgets to open the packs of, Metaforce and they go mute. But I went online yesterday because I was so stoked. So where we were in the game, and what we saw.
Jimmy, these people just want to see you burn some coins, bro.
Can I just make sure that I'm opening the right account and not
all right.
whole world how much of a fucking non-whale I am? With my 52 wax, and that's essentially,
we all know the OGs have many accounts.
So anyway, as I find the screen and make sure that it's the right one, I sold two Finney coins yesterday to fund my Uplift plot, and the reason that I did this was that I felt like I really needed to, I actually sold some EOS as well, because I really wanted this plot, and I had the whole rail side locked up, and I got fucking bid out in the last 2 minutes, and I didn't get any of my plots except for that one little one that you saw, and another one that was really far away.
It's a humble plot for a humble guy like yourself. It's perfect.
It's a great plot. It's the best plot. It was the best plot in the game, but then I decided to be a jerk, and I kind of let me finish the story. So I decided to outbid a guy for 3 rail plots on the outside. And these rail plots, I was like, I could leave him with half of it and I could take the other half, but there was this overhanging mountain. And when you go up to the top of the mountain, there's a little pathway that goes into the mountain, and there's a waterfall coming out of the mountain that looks over this coral reef and an island. And that's why I sold the Finney coin. I sold it for a view. Now, why am I burning the Finney coin? Well, I'm burning it for you. I'm burning it for all of you. And I'm going to go with the high mint first. And I'm going to click the more button.
Yeah. And you're
of course, if I don't get a good Finney and you guys want to donate, you can see the account at the top.
At the bottom, burn.
At the very bottom, this is what we're going to do. We're going to burn it, and we're going to hope that it works.
This is exciting. Of course, Jimmy, we're going to hope that it works. You have ramen.
Sometimes doesn't work, man.
It's wax. It's wax that sometimes doesn't work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that your coin's not going to work. I'm saying that
this
sometimes this is what we're dealing with.
Started a new transaction. It said, please confirm in your wallet. Try it again.
I'm going to try it again, but this is what I'm saying. This happens to me all the time. This is why I always get the freaking high mints, is because it does this. So I don't normally use this actual wallet. I normally use Anchor. Works a lot better. Does this happen to anyone else out there?
I've never seen user started a new transaction. What, you got something else going on, or is this a Waxcloud wallet account?
This is a Waxcloud wallet account, and this happens to me often, and I do it 3-4 times.
Do you have another window open that you're logged into the same? I don't know what's going on.
It's just seriously, it's just a freaking timing.
Someone says might need a refresh.
Okay, if it doesn't work this time, I'll refresh it. Let's see what happens.
It might not do anything this time. It might just sit there like this for. This is that great user experience on Wax that everyone's talking about.
I love Wax, by the way.
No, I know. I love Wax too. It says normally when you click somewhere by mistake, you get that.
Okay, fair enough.
He might have done that. Now his internet's Atomic's down. Atomic's been hacked.
Atomic has not been hacked. It's probably the fact that this is open. But yeah, as you can see, I prepared while you and Joe.
Did you just click list on the market there accidentally right before you click more?
Yeah,
you're fumbling around a little bit with the mouse tonight.
It's not a mouse; it's a trackpad, by the way. let's do it again because it always freaking does it. Like sometimes I sit here for hours.
I mean, you want to send it to me and let me burn it for you, and then send back the Finney.
Yeah, and they
because I don't feel right burning any of our supply. Those are for other people to have fun burning.
Okay.
Hey, now refresh the page, and your Finney will be there. And we'll see what he looks like. What if you got the big shot bonds looking Finney?
Okay, what's your bet? Like on a like a super desirable Finney for Jimmy D's first burn.
Ask the audience what rarities or attributes do you think Jimmy's gonna get? My guess is he's gonna be in he's gonna be your run of the mill platinum. I'm gonna say no mask. I'm gonna say bald with a goatee.
I thought I was going somewhere else, but
someone says gold watch. That would be huge. Dun, dun, dun. Oh god, log in. Do it.
No, it's logged in. It's all right.
What's he got? Oh, good one. You got a necklace. Is this the big shot bonds? No,
it looks like the stash, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. Click on it so it gets bigger on the screen.
Sorry, I thought I did that.
Nice, Jimmy. That's a good pull, man. You got the jeans. Look, they're not car. You got the jeans. You got the black gloves. You got the necklace. The chain's a rarity. Not bad. And what metal is it?
I didn't.
You got to scroll down a little, yeah. Somewhere right there. Iridium.
Woo! So Jimmy. This isn't the run of the mill Finney. This is the.
No, this is a solid pull, Jimmy.
Well, we're gonna do 2 more, Sean, if you're okay with that.
Look at the stash.
I moved 3 over, so I decided that I was going to do 3. I saved my lowest mid.
Feeling lucky today, Jimmy?
I don't know, but like we did call this out last week, and you called me out for selling a couple of my coins, but you're going to see it next week when I get my teleporting capabilities back, hopefully, because it's like it takes like fucking an hour and a half to walk from one plot to the other. In the Uplift now, but because I'm mining to make a train cart, so hopefully that'll work.
Did I tell you about the time I worked in prospectors for bonds under bonds management, and I did like 2 straight months of lugging stuff back and forth for bonds, and I made like $5.
Really? That's hilarious.
Yeah, bonds bamboozled us, a bunch of us. We were indentured servants.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Okay, let's see what he got. This is more of what I expected the first time. Not bad. Yeah, he's not bad.
That's an iridium though too.
Scroll down, see what he's.
That's an iridium.
See price. See price history. Go down.
That's another iridium.
Yeah, which isn't not great.
No, but if I get 3 iridium,
I mean now it's over $100. But what are the coin? Go back and click on a coin and see what they're at.
Yeah, let's check it. And I think so if we go here.
I know they went up last night.
$114.
Wait, click on it though. Yeah, but
suggested marketplace.
Click on the Finney coin and then scroll down.
So it's probably about 120.
See, shot up.
Well, that's the last thing, though. Like that's kind of the last thing.
What?
That's the last sale, right?
No, so this is that's the overall volume, that top line for the day, and then the number of sales. Click last sales. Up.
Sorry, I see. Sorry, I thought I was on that. Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah. But look what they did last night. So look what the price did.
Well, yeah, I'm more focused on the price than I am on the.
It's gone parabolic, folks. No, what it is.
You keep fucking making me burn this shit, god.
Well, what's happening is there is a, if you're holding a Bitcoin miner Finney, if you've leveled up your Finney to Bitcoin miner Finney, then you were going to get airdrops over the next 2-3 months of these character Finneys, which are really cool animated.
Yeah, I missed out on that. I want a Bitcoin miner.
No, you're gonna. Oh yeah, you don't have a Bitcoin miner. But what I will say is that you have a membership card if you didn't sell it.
No, I got a membership card somewhere.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether mine's on Wax or EOS. I can't remember.
And the membership card is absolutely going to get a Crypto Finney airdrop pretty soon, probably in the next week, and it is my favorite so far. I love the ones we're dropping to miners, and I haven't seen one of them that I think is going to be like really awesome. But the new ones for BTC miners, like you got Shift, and he's got a gold coin, and he's flipping it in the air and catching it, and he's like giving you a wink. And then my favorite part, Shift has this little earpiece, this little douchey like earpiece, and it's blinking, and he's flipping the gold coin, and it's like super douchey, but it's awesome. But membership card holders are going to get one of these Finneys, and it is the dopest Finney to date. So I can't wait. I almost spilled the beans the other night because people are asking, and sometimes I'll flash a little shot of it in Telegram and then delete it really quickly. I accidentally shared it for half a second, but I think the only person that saw it was Kenny. But I usually like sharing them, giving a little sneak peek to our Telegram community. But this one is so good that I just want them to be surprised. Like they're going to wake up one morning and open up their Token Head app, and it's going to be sitting there. They're going to be really excited. So, if you put in the work, you get a membership card, and then you get rewarded awesome stuff like this Finney you're about to get.
I should check. I don't know if I have one on both chains. I know I have one on one at least. I hope I have one on both.
We are, the way I see this, and I hope this is the story for someone. I know someone sold membership card, but if there's people out there in the world that, don't have a lot of money, and, or at least in their country, they don't have a lot of money, whatever, and they come to our community and they hang out, and we hook them up with a membership card, for being active and trying to provide value, and plenty of, anyone who comes to our community can find a way to give value back to their community, and we can help people do that because we need help, right? This is a whole Cryptowriter is community driven. But if someone from somewhere in Africa, right, can get into this community and help out and get a membership card eventually when they put the time in, and that membership card and the airdrops that gets every month, 2 or 3 a month, they can then go sell those NFTs if they want to. And man, maybe they can even level up their life from that. I don't know. Right. But this is the power of crypto. And this is what's so cool about NFTs is people are so willing to give them, and pass them on as gifts, and you can win them in contests, and then you can go sell them and buy groceries, so really cool.
Yeah, so there's a comment. How do you get some of these Finney Genesis NFTs? Well, there's actually 2 Genesis NFTs in the Finney realm. The first is the Finney membership cards that Sean's talking about now, and the second are these coins that we're burning now, and two different things, right? So a lot of times on Corey and I's roundtable and all of the other Cryptowriter podcasts, I believe, coins are given out in various ways. So tune into the Cryptowriter channel. You can get some of those.
So this episode too,
this episode as well.
Probably either tomorrow or Monday, when everyone who wants to has a chance to check this out, we will I'll run a trivia where I'll ask a couple questions from this show in our Telegram group, and you have a chance to answer it and get a Finney coin, now valued at close to $200, and then you can then burn that coin and get your Finney, which is a randomized type thing. You never know what you're going to get, and it's fun because you might get one that's really rare. I think the top Finney, the price of wax changed, but I think one of the Bitcoin miners sold for like $3,400. So that was cool to see. Membership cards.
It's insane that it sold for $3,400, but it's also insane for me to think about if it was $3,400, would I actually sell it? Because the answer to that is probably no.
It's hard. I mean, there's so much going on. If you're someone who believes in what we're doing, in the power of community, then you could be looking back at this in a couple of years and be like, that was a big mistake, for selling that for $3,400. But some people need the money now for whatever reason. And I don't know. What I do know is that we're trying our best to drive value back to a community that drives value to Cryptowriter. And we're doing that through NFTs and other ways. And I think we're just getting started. Some people, they don't sell any and they just build up their collections. Some people are wheelers and dealers. Some people trade them.
I've never sold an NFT.
Until the Finney coin?
Until last week when I sold 2 Finney coins to be able to buy something in the
let me ask you this. Were you at all surprised that they were easy to sell? Like, were you?
No, so the first one, so here's a good story, right? The first one was, I was super surprised at how fast it sold. And that was about a week ago, maybe. And then the second one, I was like, I put it on the market and it was there for what seemed like forever, which is probably like 2 or 3 hours, but it seemed like forever. And the time was winding down. And I really I'm going to show you this plot. Like, you'll understand why. Like, this plot is the most beautiful plot in the game. It might be the most beautiful sunrise in the game. You stand at the top of this waterfall, like in this mountain. I didn't create it. It was already there. And I fucking did some poor soul out. I felt so bad about it that I actually wanted to, I'm just going to tell you guys this story and then you can bombard Sean with the comments later. But I actually wanted to get to the point where I got to the point where I felt so bad for the person that I outbid at the last minute, but then I didn't really feel bad because I got outbid at the last minute before that. And I kind of want to send them something, maybe an NFT gift or something, because I feel so bad. As it stood, half of the plot would have been theirs and half of the plot would have been mine, and I just wanted the whole fucking thing. And that's not necessarily me, but I had this grand vision, this grand permacultural vision of restoring the lands in survival mode, to its epic part. And that's what I wanted to do. And so I just outbid this guy. And I'm really happy. I saw his account today and he got another plot somewhere else. And so I'm going to do whatever I can to make that plot of that guy's awesome, because I outbid him. But I got outbid on all my plots. And so kind of my thing is I really want people to come in the game and enjoy that experience. And so this is why I sold the Finney coins, is because the Finney coins, they actually have a market value that could get me over the edge to be able to make that bid. But what happened was kind of ironic because that second Finney coin, it didn't sell. It took forever, and the time frame was winding down. So I actually ended up like cashing in some EOS to be able to get to that second Finney coin, and like the Finney coin, it didn't sell for like that 3 hours. So I went and I cashed in some EOS to bring it back to wax, and then like I got the bid for this piece of land that I was looking after, and then I went directly to Atomic Hub after that to like cancel the Finney coin order that was still on the market. And somebody had bought it in that like 5 minutes, that last 5 minutes. I was like, God damn it, I was going to burn that one.
It sounds like Jimmy does not value the Finney coin.
Dude, I totally value the Finney coin. If you can look in, my account.
You're kind of, you've sold in the past week, you've sold as many Finney coins as bonds.
I've sold
bonds
two.
Definitely doesn't value the Finney coin.
And I'm fucking burning Finney coins live with you.
I love it.
So
hey, that gold wax chain, that's a keeper.
I know, but if this one's iridium, what do I do? Because if this one's iridium, then do I burn the 3 to get the fucking Bitcoin miner, or do I have to burn another one? This is really complicated decisions that I don't want to think about now, Sean.
Well, to get the Bitcoin miner, you need 6 iridiums, but you can get the bare metal.
Oh.
The thing about the
I'm not gonna trade that one in for the bare metal.
But here's the thing: but dude, you could get a bare metal with a green chestahedron variety, and that could be super rare. So you could get a super rare bare metal. The thing is, you don't know what you're going to get. It's a gamble, right? And it's like a gamble at like 3 different stages. And that's what makes it fun. So
does Finney, like, do the founders Finney subscribe to the whole mantra of you can't always get what you want, but you get what you need? Before I refresh the screen, because like what I want is the ginger-haired Finney, and what I need is another iridium so I could potentially burn it. Which way are we going to go on this show?
Sorry, what's the question?
You know that famous song, you can't always get what you want.
Can't always get what you want.
Right.
Stones,
and
right?
What I want is the ginger-haired Finney. That's what I want. That's what I truly want.
Well,
but what I need, because I've already got 2 iridium Finney, so what I need is another iridium. So am I going to get what I want? Am I going to get what I need? Or am I going to get shit?
You don't know. I don't know.
I'm not really sure whether I want to use my luck on this. My wife is really good. I don't like saying my wife. My partner. I don't even like saying my. Anyway, the missus.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Good. You've got one really cool Finney there with the wax chain. I would keep that. I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not fucking burning that shit, man.
I think that's your Finney. But here's the thing, and if only Atomic would fix this UI bug that made our coin look so weird there. Like imagine if that coin was just spinning. Click on the coin so we can just see it like spin like it's supposed to spin without all the buffering.
I don't think I can do that.
Just click on the coin. Oh,
the coin's not there anymore. I already burned it.
You already burned it? Then refresh the page.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for you to get back from your. I don't know.
Let's see. You could even get a like a ninja, or not a ninja Finney. You're on wax, but you could even get a themed Finney. One of the few of those. A gold. Standard gold. Nice black shirt. Looks good. Gold's more valuable.
Yeah, well, I guess I got what I needed then.
So there's probably someone that wants to make a gold Bitcoin miner Finney and needs a gold-based Finney. Those are a little bit more rare. scroll down so we can see what golds are going for. Go last sales.
They seem
so
$156. They're actually less than the points.
Yeah, but why? So it's like, why does the coin command more value than a gold Finney? Why is that? And for one, it's because people are speculating that they're going to get something like really rare, and also there's I don't know, but
Schrodinger's sack. You never know how cute the kid's going to be until it's the sack.
Yeah.
That's the fucking edge of obscurity. Give us the karate chop now, because that's totally inappropriate. But really, you did it. That means